Hey, this is MassX with a new Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade video, and we are literally hours, minutes away from the global launch. So I wanted to do a quick reminder of just some tips for when you're starting off the game, as much as I hate tier lists, since I have been playing the game since inception in Japan, if there are no major changes to the characters, which we are not expecting at this point, so the characters should be the same as Japan. So if so, I did want to get out there and really just show the characters out of the gate that would be focusable characters. I don't want to get too in depth right now because I want everybody to just get in and enjoy the game, but I also want people not to make mistakes. So let's go ahead and do this really quickly. Now, of course, you've already heard it. Everybody knows it. Gojo. That character you want, period. And the story, he is going to be your main DPS. Nothing more to say on that. And if you're lucky enough to get Nabarro, consider it a win, in my opinion. Will you be using this character later down the line? Not nearly as much. And that's something I want to make very clear. And here's my first hint to you guys. A lot of these SSRs you will not be using down the road. Heavy investment. Do not do that, especially early game. Resource management is incredibly important. But early game, you are going to want to just set up your team. Your main four is who you're going to build. Do not start building 12 characters. Your main four plus your backup. Main four plus your backup. And also too, this tier list does not have every character available. If I don't even think you should consider it, I didn't even put it on here. And quite honestly, looking at tier C on here, I don't know if I would bother with any of them. Honestly, especially if you can fill out your 4 to 5 roster with the characters in B, A, or S. If you can do that, I wouldn't even bother. So I know some are SSRs, but just going to tell you guys, not all the SSRs are that good at global launch. Most of them are not. But yes, if you're lucky enough to get anybody in S or A, of course you can see right there, there's Nanami in there, Yaga, all the ones in S and A are going to be, if you get one copy of each of the ones in S and A, you are absolutely set, okay? And if you're missing some, in particular any support characters, then follow through to go to B. Momo in the B tier will do you good early on. So I said that most of the ones in S, A, and B outside of Gojo, okay, that is the one you need to get, are interchangeable. Because remember, you are going to be looking for at least one main DPS. If you got Gojo, that's it. Then you are basically looking for tank, support. That's what you're really going to want, because buffing and debuffing is so important in this game. If you can, stay away from the C tier for building, but again, you got to be careful. Resource management is going to be very key in this game early on, and you don't want to blow your load, so to speak, too soon on a character that you may not be using. And don't worry about duping, okay? Really don't early on in the game. You don't need to. If you're lucky enough to get a dupe of Gojo, great, awesome. Or anybody else, because it's more likely you will get those for the lower tier characters, not a problem. And those will probably end up getting maxed very soon. But on its face, you do need to be careful, because resource management and building is finite to a certain degree. It is literally taken me almost a year to build up all the characters you see. So the good news is you are going to be able to build up all the characters at some point. And if you just want to build them up to experiment or have fun or because you like the character, great. I'm just talking early game before you get far enough along where you're going to build resources that are going to be there on a daily basis. And that brings me back to one of the things I've done in a prior video, and that is you've got to do your dailies on this game. They're not hard to do. They're incredibly quick. Just do them every day. It is going to be the most important thing you can do this first 45 days out as you're building your account. You know, AP, being cautious of your AP, saving the AP packs that you get if you're a free-to-play player. And again, if you're not spending, and even if you are spending, there is a limit to resources. So if you're free to play, you're keeping your AP packs because you're going to wait for your ×2 events to happen, so you get double use out of them. You're going to be careful with your resource management, and that goes for everybody. It doesn't make a difference because there is a finite amount of AP that you're going to be able to get daily. So just be aware of that. Even if you're a whale in the game, there is only so much. So be very cautious. Pick your team and build that team only. Your main 4 priority with 1 backup. The other thing you're going to want to be doing out of the gate is making sure you're building your friends list as quick as possible. And why do I say that? Because you're going to be able, for a certain amount of times a day, I don't know if they'll make any changes for global, but you will be able to use a friend's character. And if you are able to get some higher level people as your friends, boom, you are going to have that extra help on any spots that you get stuck at. And getting back to dailies, I did a whole video walking through all the dailies that they are to do. And again, they're just looking to the right on here, there's little feet. You are going to want to do that. And as you can see, it has great resources in here, including AP. When you go into your quest guide, you're going to see it's going to be very simple. You're just going to go right through them. You're going to have your story. You're going to have up in the left hand, which looks like that book with the little location icon. You're going to be doing that. That's going to be more things that you're going to get. And the reason why it's important to do it daily is that these will level up. So you will get more as you continue through. You're going to want to be consistently doing these. You're going to want to be doing this once a day. It's the nice part about this game is it does not take a lot of time to do your dailies. Once you get them down, it is easy peasy. But again, really, to me right now, the focus should be based on your polls, get your main team together. Hopefully you'll be able to construct it with what I have on the screen with S, A, and B as your backups for any replacement ones that you possibly need based on the type of character you need. If you need a buffer, if you need a debuffer, if you feel like you need a little bit more DPS and you decide to go with maybe 2 DPSs or a DPS as your backup, that's where I'd be looking for my characters. And once you get those, then go off running, okay? Start pushing story, start building up that team, getting them stronger, because that's going to be the best way to get your account in a good position where then you can go track back and start building characters that maybe you're interested in, or hoard. If you're free to play, hoard the currency in this game, because honestly, if the Yuta banner comes out in the first 6 weeks, it is going to be a must pull for everybody. So, and trust me when I say that character is better than everybody up here besides maybe the Gojo. So it's really simple. It's all about just being smart when you start. And that's going to mean putting, those shackles on to not go crazy. And, lucky for me, because it was a Japanese version of the game, there was no going crazy. I played free to play for, until I think about almost half Annie. Because there was no need. It was the Japanese version. I was just having fun. I didn't put any resources money-wise in there. Then, hey, I had some fun during anniversary or half anniversary. And, picked up extra AP packs and really busted on my account some more. But I'm back to where I was at before now. Now I'm just saving and hoping that when I pull on a banner, I get it quickly and I don't look for dupes. You don't have to worry about that stuff early on because there's going to be so many better characters in the game down the road. So, quick recap. Focus getting a team of 5 together of who's in S, A, and B as your backup. C, you can. If you had Panda and you want to use that as your tank, go for it. Just don't overbuild it, okay? And then resource management. Only build your initial team, your main 4 and your 5th, nobody else early on. Conserve your AP packs if you get any, if you feel like you need to, or if you're a spender, that's fine, that's different. But for free to play, be careful, because my guess is we're going to get a ×2 event sooner than later, possibly, especially if global launch goes as well as it does. And last but not least, hoard your currency, especially free-to-play players. Hoard it, because you're going to want to be prepared for when the Yuta banner comes. So I wanted to make just a really quick video, just going over those hints, tips, things to do, who I feel is the focus out of the gate when this game drops in a matter of hours. So with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.